All right. Thanks. Oh, make sure my mic's on this time. Don't want to mess that up. Yeah, that's the right one. Nice, nice. How's it going, Faza? Yeah, you are early. Beat everyone. Technically, I started streaming 1 minute early too, so V-Blitz wanted me to start early. I started a whole minute early for him, so. Hey, Paddock. Oh, it's going good. It's going good. How about yourself, man? Yeah. You've been too slow. Not your domain? It's everything. I don't know, man. Beat everyone else. You got it. You're doing something right. You're doing something right. Uh, 2 a.m. Well, no wonder you're first. You're gonna be going to bed right away. 2 a.m. Wow. Do you, when do you work, or do you have school there, Faza? Like, damn, it's 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh, crap, gotta get ready for bed already. It's, oh, you're in bed. Oh, watch on your phone makes sense. V-Blitz, Unk returns. Yes, yes. I even started to stream a whole minute early for you, V-Blitz. You wanted me to start early, and I listened. I listened. Unk returns. I know. I found my way out of the wilderness. No school for the summer. Ah, makes sense. That makes sense. That's always a good time. Laptop. Okay, yeah. Laptop, phone, in bed. Makes sense. Makes sense. Enjoying your summer vacation there? All the nice days. I went out camping recently. There was some good stuff. Guess I can show the, yeah. Doing camping and stuff like this. In the woods with some of my buddies. Hiked up a few mountains. Backpacked overnight for a few days. Climbed up here, up this rock wall. It's like 1,000 feet. So that was not an easy one. And this big waterfall. We hiked to the top here. Found our way zigzagged up this just sheer cliff. A few others here. Yeah, we found our way up the rocks. Looking down, that's on top, a little lake on top. It's just a vertical cliff right there. It was crazy, but good, it was good. Need to ask for reduction in hours. Too many hours at the Olive Garden there, V-Blitz. Go camping one day for real. Yeah, no worries, Fazla. Yeah, camping's a good time. Just do it with your buddies. Go out there, get some good food, camp out, get a big pack. We brought some, I brought some whiskey out there. Have a fun time by the fire in the evenings. Go hiking, see the sights in the daytime. That's always good. How many hours are you working a week, V-Blitz? You say you're doing too many in the Olive Garden. 25 to 30 a week. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. You start working full-time this summers. I feel like it's 15 or 6, between 15 and 17 is when people start to do full-time. And then when you're like 18 to like 23, you do like beyond full-time. Because you gotta make that scratch for university. But you're like 16 or something, right? That makes sense if you want a little less hours, enjoy your break a little more. It makes sense. Exactly, you should be having fun in your summer. Physically demanding. Yeah, well, that's probably good for you if it's physically demanding. Especially 25 to 30 hours a week. It's not gonna cause you any health or joint stuff. It just probably gives you some soreness. Well, those old school parents say, like, yeah, it builds character. Probably legitimately does. See some saved up. Some money saved up and all that, too. Alright, alright. It's time to get in the actual chest here. I just loaded it up the whole time. So we're trying to go back to 2200. Starting the day at 2113. And we'll see if we can hit 2200. I doubt it. I'm gonna be straight up with it. That's a lot of elo, but should be able to make a little dent in it. That's the plan, at least. I feel like we're playing way too fast here, but I haven't played chess in a long time. Haddock, do you need glasses? If so, why don't you wear them while streaming? I don't need glasses. I have glasses that I use for driving. It makes nighttime driving easier, but I'm not legally required to. My vision isn't that bad. Just for stuff that's far away, and there's no point, because like when I'm on a computer, everything's just right up close, so I don't, yeah, don't really need them in for anything when I'm on my computer. Lats were in pretty rough shape. Gotta get used to the awkward lifting. Yeah. Gotta... Good for you. Honestly, if you can get your lats sore and stuff through work, it means you don't have to work out after work. It kind of saves you time. Thought of a very good trivia question. Ooh, let's hear it, V-Blitz. Wonder what this good trivia question is. Yeah, we went camping. There was a lot of walking. We, I think we got to 48 kilometers. Which is about 30 miles even of walking, which isn't the craziest. We split it up over 3 days, but when you're going up mountains and stuff too, it's not like flat walking. You'll go up a couple thousand feet easily in a day sometimes. It can be a lot. It's good exercise. And Queen's coming in, wants to attack this knight, attack this, and then pin my queen all at the same time. Rook can't go here to save anything. So what am I gonna do to prevent myself from losing all this? This bishop comes in here. I don't want to really move my rook to a1. I guess I can go queen down, unpinned, defend this. This is still protected by the bishop, but it's sketchy. This knight's in a very good spot. I kind of want to get my knight out here. Couldn't do that before with my queen on d2. He pushes. That makes sense. He just wants to keep the knight there. I could try to advance this, but I feel like his knight might be better than my knight here even. Also, he's blocking this bishop. Ooh. Oh, now that I see that. Like that. Maybe I'll trade, because this takes them or threaten his pawn, so he's probably gonna take. Hey, Adelada! It's been so long. I know. I went on a camping trip. I haven't been streaming in... Okay, I took 3 days off. It hasn't been that long, but I appreciate it. I haven't trained in the gym for a long time because I have a half marathon coming up. Ooh, my buddies are doing the same thing, the ones I went hiking with. They're doing a full marathon. So they don't go to the gym as much. But, I mean, you're training for something then, right? It's not like you're being lazy, so... I don't know. You don't have to always be gaining muscle. You're getting endurance. You're getting your cardio up. It's good stuff right there. And Adelada, how's it going with you? Enjoy the weekend there? I guess this stream chess-free weekend, at least. I'm gonna get my rook just doubled up on this rank here. That'll be pretty powerful. It's probably gonna go rook up here before I get my rook to b7 to stop it. How's your marathon training going, Paddock? What kind of runs are you doing right now? It's the knight in there. So he's trying to cut off my rooks. I don't really feel like going rook back there because you can just go back and forth. But what I can do is threaten bishop here, bishop here. Let's so trap the queen actually if he keeps his knight there. So we can. Okay, rook there. Where's this queen gonna go? Hello? Can't go here. Can't go here. Can't go here. Here, or here. Yikes. Happy to see you again. My weekend's been good. Nice. Good to hear you had a good weekend there. It's good to see from you too there. Alada. Hey, DJ. How's it going? Good to see you too in the YouTube chat there. Goes and takes my bishop. Okay, is he gonna try to win on time? That would be a bold strategy. He's dead. He can go over there. Yeah, this game we should have locked up. Bishop's pinned. GG! Alright, we're starting off with a win here. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Just gotta pull together a few of these at the start. I always do better at the start when I start streaming. Like, hour, 3 and 4, not as good. But the hour 1 and 2, yes. Out of the 12 coldest capital cities, can I name? Ooh. 12 coldest capital cities. So we're going of overall mean temperature throughout the year coldest, right? Not coldest lows, because that would make a big difference. If you're on the coast, you'd almost guaranteed never have the coldest lows. Oh, Greenland's not a country. It's still part of Denmark, territorially. Coldest. What's coldest? Average temperature throughout the year, okay. Okay, let me think. I'm gonna go with one of them's probably my home country of Ottawa. I run 4 to 10 miles about 4 to 6 times a week. That's pretty good training right there. That is good. That'll get you places. Did I mess this up? No, I can take here. And then he takes here, and I take here. He takes here. I take here. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. We're up upon here. Or we can just do it this way, and we just take his bishop. Okay, so yeah, we'll go Ottawa for 1. Probably be Moscow, probably Helsinki, Stockholm, No, I'm not gonna. Reykjavik in Iceland. Maybe Tallinn in Estonia. Wanna go Riga? I don't think Riga. Hey, Forward Declaration, how's it going? Maybe some cold places. I don't think there's anywhere in the southern hemisphere that could qualify. So yeah, let's go Riga, Vilnius maybe too, and Lithuania. I can't name. Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia. I'm probably butchering the name. Would probably be one of them. I don't know what the capital of Kazakhstan is, but I'm sure it would be on there probably. I think is there a really high up capital? That's Switzerland, but Switzerland's pretty warm. I have 11 of 12 already? Almaty? Oh, okay. I wonder one I could be missing. Which one I'm missing? I want to lose this pawn here, but I don't know if I can save it. Crap. Yeah, I'm not. I guess I go back here. Take away. Astana? Oh, okay. Some of them I'm not sure if you guessed, but you mentioned them, so I counted it. Yeah, well, I'm 12, so I'm pretty much guessing all these here. You move the capital. Yeah, oh yeah, Stockholm was absolutely a guess. Yes, Stockholm, Helsinki, Oslo, Reykjavik, Ottawa, Moscow. All those I was listing were guesses for the 12. I'm lost for what the other one could be. I mean, I can start listing Minsk, Warsaw. It's gotta be one of those probably. Kiev's too far south. I gotta start moving. I'm just busy thinking about the trivia and stuff. Minsk is correct, okay. That makes sense. Inland, kind of fairly northern. 12 out of 12? Hell yeah, that's what we do here on stream. Hey, the Duck Quack gang, good to see ya. How's it going, man? Yeah, this game got lost pretty quickly. Tournament is in 6 days. That's a lot of time to train. What's time control in your tournament, Duck Quack gang? Mongolia's the coldest? That absolutely makes a lot of sense. It's very inland. Still fairly far north, but they have brutally cold winters. The summers are kind of warm, but not very. And they're, yeah, very dry winters too, which helps it cool it down. Wetter winters tend to be slightly warmer. Not necessarily correlated, but just tends to be. There's a rapid, Blitz, and the main one standard. So you're in like 3 tournaments, or you're just in 1 there, Duck Quack? I feel lazy just running. Bro, you're doing more than like 90% of people. I wouldn't feel lazy. So which one are you going in, Duck Quack? They're all into the same tournament. Oh, it's 3 parts of 1 tournament. That's cool. Also, this guy missed this pawn here, lol. Pin pawn for the win. And then he's like, oh, I better fix that. It's like, yeah, it might have been a little too late there, buddy. You just take with our bishop. Don't have to break open that pawn structure. No one needs to do that. Oh, where's that rook gonna go? Oh, it goes up there. That's cool. Especially cool because I don't have to care. I still don't really have to care about that. Yeah. Do I have to do anything here? I don't think so. I can just leave my pieces be. This rook can't go anywhere. This is perfect. I haven't stretched or worked, so that's probably why. By stretched or worked, do you mean you haven't like done any... You don't have a job? I guess that would make you feel lazy. If you're not earning income, that kind of gets to you. But if you're just doing running as like, that's only, you mean that's the only thing you're doing, is that it's the only exercise? Like, bro, that's a lot. I have 19 min 5k, that's insane. I'm nowhere near that fast. I'm not built to be a runner, though. I just do some tactics calculation, maybe learn some endgames. Yeah, that would be a good way to practice for the tournament there, Duck Quack. You got 6 days, that's definitely some time to learn there, practice up. Team Blitz, I was Grizz's DoorDash driver. He didn't tip and call me the N-word. For the record, have I ever even ordered DoorDash before? I was trying to say I never even ordered DoorDash, but I might have once. I don't even live in the same country as V-Blitz, so he's referring to some other DoorDash driver. You're bullet up to 2350, DJ. That's awesome. You trying to trap my queen? You can't trap my queen! I'm gonna trap your queen! Actually, I'm not trapping his queen at all. But if he takes my rook, I take here, check. He has to go like here. And I can go here, check. He may have to go there, and I'll go there. So he doesn't want to do that. Well, instead we go here, take this. He can take back, and then we can take his knight. Threatening mate. He has checked the king. I can go up here. He can sack the queen, and then he's gonna lose. Makes me look like a troll. Like, you mean like an internet troll, or like an actual troll? I do look kind of odd if I have the hat on. Rook A8 might be a brilliant. Ooh, that would be worth checking. Yeah, I should check that after this game. That was a good move. This guy just blunder a pawn. Yeah, I think he did. Okay. Well, well, well. No, an actual troll. Interesting. Interesting. I'm troll maxing. Hell yeah. Do you play the Catalan? No. Unfortunately, I don't know how that opening goes. He's gonna get me doubled up pawns, isn't he? Oh, really? He's willing to retreat. I think he's gonna plan to do a sack right here. He doesn't even sack. I would totally have sacked right there. Wow. How long have you trained? If he's running 19-minute 5Ks, I'd assume he's fairly well trained. Like, it's not like an impossible time to get, but like, you don't do that casually. You don't do that casually. Queen's Gambit with Kingside Fianchetto. Oh, I don't really ever do that, but it doesn't sound the worst. I might, like, inadvertently play it because the game just kind of gets to a state where that happens. I'm up a pawn with better pawn structure here. I'm happy to trade everything out. Ooh, but if I go here, he takes, I take, he gets this pawn. So let's move that one up for now. Don't want to let him just get away with that. He takes, I take, his queen goes here, I go here, his queen goes there. My king's fine, and I can defend everything. And this pawn's being defended too. Oh, interesting. He goes back with the bishop. That lets me get a free move up my queen and attack him. Opposite color bishop, so a 1-pawn advantage could carry into a win here. This king's moving, okay. Guess I'll move my king up too to defend the pawns. I ran 6 miles a day for most days of the week for the last 2 months. 6 miles a day is a lot. You'll have no problem running a half marathon then. You can run 6 miles every day, like a half marathon's 13. I mean, it's double the length, but like, you're in a competition setting. You're going to be trying your hardest. Unless there's something going bad with you, I'd imagine you'd be able to do that. Whatever length you run every day, you can double it for 1 day. He's trading everything? Oh, sorry, I breathed in too much campfire smoke over the weekend. My voice is a little raspy still, but... not making sense to me. Trading that much. But I ran 3 miles at a time. Oh, okay, not at once, but you ran total 6 miles. Okay. Should still be fine. Back there, I can go here. Gotta slowly push these pawns up the board here. There's not much else to it. Saying not to run every day? Who's saying not to run every day? That's an odd one. I mean, I don't run that often, but that's because I'm lazy. Okay. Yeah, she has no checks here. I can start... Ah! Of course, as soon as I say he has no checks, a check appears. As is always the case. Do as much... Yeah, yeah, it's true. Don't overexert yourself to where... get your muscles sore, but don't get your, like, your, whatchamacallit? Don't get your ligaments sore. Oh, no, I messed that up. If I get this pawn, he gets this one, I can start pushing. Oh, no, I lost my queen here. Okay. Ah, fuck. I literally just did this wrong here because I wasn't paying attention to the board. You sent a funny video in the Discord. How the heck did I lose that one? Anyway, else. Hey, Stay Peach, how's it going? Shut up, V-Blitz. How's it going, Stay Peachy? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I bunted a rook there. We both missed that for move. That was unfortunate. Yeah, this game's not going great for us. Good, good, say Peachy. Literally just a bunch of geese. You finish your opening repertoire. Oh, that's good. You know what your openings and everything you're gonna play. I had OTS earlier this summer. What's OTS? Is that a condition or? You know, your opening lines pretty well. That's good. That's good. It's always something good to have down. I mean, I know my opening lines. I just, if it's a blitz, sometimes I'm just not playing them correctly. If I'm distracted, I guess. Onset Tourette syndrome? No, that's me being like, trying not to be rude until you piss me off so much. That is not Tourette's, that's trying to be polite. Overtraining syndrome? That's unfortunate. This game's complete forfeit too. Okay, on to another one here. I don't care, people. Let's. Onset Tourette's. There's no onset Tourette's. From KA, Callan. Okay, you know a fair bit then, forward declaration. That's impressive. Here's this tilt. I just am tilting about you, Blitz. On. How's the cut going? I'm not doing a cut right now. No, I went for the hike, so I stopped it a couple weeks ago. Can I post it? Go for it. I probably shouldn't do reviews because I don't know what I'm looking for and I don't know any openings. So I don't think I'll be doing those, but you can feel free to post it. Hey, you should learn the candle and no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't like opening suggestions. Go there. I could take here. It's not probably not gonna take there. I could. He takes. You might take for the night. Did you get your weight goal or something? I'm tired. I don't know. Well, I'm just tired, but that's like life if you're an adult. I mean, I just did the phase that I was gonna do, and then you do maintenance, and then I'll do another cut again at some point. What weight goal? I didn't set one. I don't think I've said it before or anything. Anyways, it's just like, oh, lose a certain amount, like a pound a week for 8 weeks or 2 pounds, and then maintenance for a little while. I was cutting, yeah. I don't know what Paddock's saying with the weight goal. I don't think I've ever specified that. Cutting to 10%. Aren't you literally like a teenager? Don't cut to 10% if you're a teenager. You're gonna stunt your growth. One of the few things that you can do that's not good is like do a very hard cut when you're a teenager. All those people who try to get into bodybuilding really early, they always end up being super short. And I know being short helps you get more muscle. And it helps the muscle look bigger and stuff like that, but it's absolutely cutting it really low. I have a hard time cutting. Oh yeah, cutting sucks. Cutting sucks. I don't think anyone will argue with you on that one. I'm happy I'm not doing that right now. I don't know, should I cut to get better time on the half? Yeah, if you're planning on running, cutting is just a legitimate strategy to improve your time. Unless you're already very lean, then it's not likely to help you. It just reduce your energy too much. But if you have like some excess body fat, like especially if you're anywhere above 20%, like just losing weight will help you for any of your running goals. Should be the boat I'm in, but I'm not really trying to run fast. I'm just trying to what am I trying to do? I'm just trying to look better, honestly. I don't have any exact goals. I'm not really chasing weight numbers anymore. I got my 315 bench and I just went like, cool, I'm good now. That's been that. On a serious note, though, I might want to get to 15%. Yeah, 15% is fine. Yeah, there's a big difference between 10 and 15%. One is so much more easy to maintain. Go. Good queen, I assume. Nice. Okay, I got like 330 or whatever bench, but it was like 315 was like... I hit 315 in a year of going to the gym, and I never went to the gym before then, so I was pretty happy. 185. I think the first time I went to the gym, that was like where I started. Was like 185. The first time I went to a gym. I just don't exercise, but I was just kind of fat, so you just have better ability to lift when you're fatter. Yeah, 225 was like second month or something like that. Like, again, if you just weigh more and you just naturally have more muscle, some people just naturally have more muscle, it's... makes it way easier to hit that. That was with poor training and not eating not that much protein or anything. Maybe at some point I'll go back into it and try to hit 405. I don't know if I can hit 315 actually now, because I've lost like 30 pounds, so I might not, and I haven't done bench in months. Because my new place is just, has a Smith machine, and I can't do that, it just hurts my shoulder for some reason. Opposed to a bench. Kind of long arms. I have very, very long arms. My arms are, they're between 4 and 5 inches longer, my arm span, than I am tall. Like, I'm 5'10", my arms are about like 6'2", 6'3". I know, because I have buddies who are 6'4", and I play basketball with them. They're just like, why the hell can you always stop me from shooting? Because I'll just like stick my hand up. But I legitimately have longer arms than them, even though they are way taller. I think it's... I mean, it depends on your size, right? If you're just small, you're It's gonna be very difficult to lift 225 if you weigh like 140. The other one would be maybe genetics. That's kind of like it was as soon as I like learned how to do bench within like a month and a bit, that was like 225. So like if you're just genetically build muscle easier, it's just gonna happen. I save this pawn. Down here maybe. 5'11", but I'm hoping to get to 6'1". I just found that funny. Hope all you want for your height there. It doesn't do a whole lot. Trouble! Assume you're not asking that to me, V-Blitz, for how old. I have no hope in terms of weights. I wouldn't say that. There's so many people, it's like... Some people, it's like really easy to... that they just get their first bit of muscle, but some people, it's like... the start is very difficult for them, but once they get going, everything gets easy. You never know. It's always worth putting in the shot there. If he takes, we take the free queen, so we can get this. And we should be able to get out of this. We'll be down 2 pawns. Oh, checkmated. Never mind. Sammy plays chess. Should be a mod. Bench for 18 months. It's good. Also, you guys are 16 too, right? Like, you naturally will put on muscle into your mid-20s at least. If you do sports and you train, you'll probably put on muscle into your like late 30s, mid 30s maybe. So like that's also a really big difference. Like I started lifting weights, I was 25. Like it makes your starting strength is so much higher. Just even if you sit on your ass all day and do nothing. He's just gonna go here. I knew he was gonna go here. I don't know why I was just not doing anything to stop it. Yeah. 5'8", 140. I've been there. Last year in middle school, that was me. Me. If I take here, I think could do. If he takes, I take. Takes, I take. Ooh, no, I gotta take here. He takes, then I take. Okay, gets the extra. Oh, bad. Wait. Do I live? Do I live? He defends. I block. I don't really live. I'm still down from the other piece. Check there. You get him to do a lot? Yeah, he does, because he gets to here. No, I can't even push. That just gets in the pawn, doesn't it? Yeah, he's getting me. Okay, Sammy, okay, well, why do you want to be a mod? Why are you asking there? I only ask because usually it's people who ask to be mods. It's not a great, usually, fuck, I moved the pawn 2 squares. I went to go 1. Yeah, well, when people ask to be mod, it's like a suspicious thing. It's like, why do you want to be mod so much? But like, if you got like a reason, so I can be a mod. That's not a just like I want to be mod so I can be a mod. No, 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 no. Like why? What's the reason? Or declaration? Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you want to have a really good marathon time, you can't be big and bulky. A lot of sports. Bodyweight exercises, yeah. Giving up this pawn. This one too? I guess I'll get this one at least. Canyon's built different for real. Yeah, yeah. Like, Sammy, I'm not against it, I want to know why, because it's always an odd thing when someone really wants to be mod. Whole life at high elevations, I don't know. I genuinely love your content, I want to help you succeed. I'm active and consistent viewer, I want to help build a positive community, that's why. Hey, and I really appreciate that. I know you come here a lot. Okay. I mean, by, like, what do you want to do? Not, like, do you want to run polls, or, like, what do you want to do as a mod, basically? Not like, what the hell, why would you want to, like, you don't care? No, I like having you here, Sammy. Don't get me wrong. I was just wondering, like, I don't know, you moderate chat or do polls, or, like, I don't know, what's your thing? So Kenyans live in the cold? They don't live in the cold. They're very close to the equator, but it's just high up. So even if it's high elevation, it's still fairly warm. It helps build lung capacity. There's a reason, like, all the top marathon runners, they're, like, within this tiny circle, like, 90 out of the top 100 in Africa. Crazy. Elevation means cold, right? Yeah, it means colder relative to the latitude, but, like, it could be, I don't know, instead of, like, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 70 degrees Fahrenheit there, it's like, you know, it's not cold. It might just be less warm than you'd think. Anything you'd want me to do? Okay. That's not what I'm asking, Sammy. I was just being like, oh, what do you want to do as mod to stuff? But okay. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Holes, okay. Okay. What do we think here? Who's my other mods? Well, there's Moon, but Moon's, like, disappeared off the face of the earth. Her account got shut down, I think. And V-Blitz is the other mod. He does the trivia. Hip Charge did. I see me talking about the Kenyan runner. Hey. Gotta look at what we're gonna do here. I could go here, but then he could take, but it's only one piece for one pawn. He broke the 2 hours. He broke the 2 hours in an unofficial race. It hasn't that one didn't count for the world record. I forget what it was the problem with it was. I think, this is very tough here. Gotta deal with this stupid knight. He can go here, he takes, I can just go here, he can go back, and we can take. Let's go back this way, then I get my knight in here. Then his bishop can take, though. Lots of problems either way. Let's see, what do you think, V-Blood? Should we give Sammy mod? You're the only other mod here, so the only one I can really ask. He's here a fair bit, so it makes sense. Skullthur is right. That race was all made for the perfect conditions to get under 2 hours, not a normal race. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Skull Theories. I gotta agree with him on that one. That was like a special race. Alexa Gas, how's it going? Good to see ya. Oh, and then forces my queen out here. And gets the check on me. That was a good one. That was a good one. Doesn't matter to me, I don't know, we can actually contribute, but if you want to make him mod, that's fine with me. Yeah, I don't really know either. But, what's up? And not much, just playing some chess here. Having a good time. I had Pacers and nice shoes. Yeah, you can break a 2-hour marathon, totally. You just gotta get the fancy shoes. That's all you really need to break a 2-hour marathon. Yeah. You too? Yeah, pretty much everyone here, as long as you, like, been running for a couple months. By the way, you have to know this. Press F right now. What do I have to know there, Alex? What do I have to know? It's F. Wait, what? I did not know that was a thing. Okay. Okay, that is cool. I did not expect that. Alright. I know what to do now when I'm trying to rage out. That's hilarious. Huh. I didn't think anything would actually happen there. I was like, oh, you want me to put F in, like, chat? Or, like, what? But you're just, nah. Smashes the table. Okay. That's a good trick to learn. I appreciate that one. Funny. You need to defend this. Kind of annoying with that knight there. I arrived late. Why are people so fascinated by Kenyans? Oh, they're just talking about marathon runners who tend to be predominantly from Kenya. At least the top ones. Okay. Oh, it's set up over here. Can't take this pawn anyway yet. I feel like Norway's very good at many things for their size. I wonder why. They're an incredibly wealthy country. Yeah, no worries, Sammy. Their GDP per capita, I think, is like the top of Europe, and if not top, it's very close. They're a very healthy populace. A lot of Scandinavians are. They're fairly small, so the smaller your country, the more likely you are to have like a world record holder relative to your population size. It seems to be. I could be wrong, but it seems to get an outsized amount of people from smaller countries being world record holders. Monaco and Ireland are higher. Monaco could be. That's like a tiny state. Ireland might be because they just shot up so much, but I think Norway's is still higher. Norway GDP per... Like, it's a lot. And even if it is less than Ireland, like, it's 87,000. 2023. Ireland GDP per capita. Like, Ireland's is partially offset. It's 100, yeah. But, like, they get the whole Apple tax receipts offset, and they don't have the same sovereign wealth fund that a country like Norway would have. So Norway is still, like, a wealthier country. Hey, little Hemos, how's it going? Probably last time watching stream. Oh, that's too bad, Paddock. Ireland has ridiculous wealth inequality. What did I say that? I didn't say anything about Ireland not having wealth inequality. I said Ireland isn't as wealthy as Norway. I was like, maybe you could say it's the opposite of what I said, but it's definitely not related. And also, Ireland does not have that crazy wealth inequality, unless you're going to be like, oh, the Dutch have the worst wealth inequality in the world. It's like, okay, but that's just because their financial system's set up in a way to give the appearance of large wealth inequality. Smaller countries are easier to manage. Yeah, if you have like a small country, like I don't know, Denmark or Norway or something like that, there is less conflicts. You get less geographic conflicts and stuff, usually. Yeah, no worries, Sammy. GDP relative to the amount of people. Yeah, GDP relative to the amount of people is important for stuff like that. Damn, I should have went check. Maybe he would have blocked with that, though. I don't know, rook here or threatening mate. What the hell? Just a loss. Qatar is pretty rich. Yeah, but Qatar is not going to have the same amount of like athletes and stuff like that. The different type of rich. Norway's always, even if Norway's never been like a rich for European country, it's always been like a first world country. For like generation after generation, it makes it... A lot of institutions get built up over time. It's a very functioning, well-managed democracy and stuff like that. There's advantages to being a long-standing, wealthy nation that you won't get from a nation that has... When just Qatar started getting wealthy, like the 60s? Definitely in the 70s. Iceland would be a cool place to look at all their geothermal vents and all stuff over there. That would be a place that'd be worth visiting for like a week. They don't mostly benefit small countries, so they just focus on their economy without worrying about defending. No, you're being too vague with it. It defends certain countries that don't want to pay for their military, but those aren't necessarily the small countries. There's a lot of small countries in NATO that pay a lot of money, like Estonia as a percentage of their GDP. And there's ones that are mid-sized like Poland that do, but then there's some ones that are bigger, like say Spain or historically Germany in NATO. And they're larger countries, like Germany's the second largest economy in NATO, and they are ones benefiting from it. So it's not a large-small dynamic, it's a contributors, not contributors dynamic. Norway's very expensive, I think that is. Norway has a lot of oil, yeah. They got so much in their sovereign wealth fund, it's insane. Hey, Auto Sigma Boss Final, thank you for the follow, I really appreciate that. New PFP, yeah, I know, I updated it. I was just like, I went on a hike and I'm like, time for a change. People are complaining about the old profile, so I was just like, alright, I'll get a new one. Okay, we got a couple L's here recently. We're gonna turn these around. Hello, Ilquar! Hey, you're from Azerbaijan? Ah, you are. Unless you're just posting the Azerbaijani flag in chat. Hey, Katzen Kugin. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that too. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name, but I bet I did. Gives states a pretty big advantage over other big countries. Yes, absolutely. Two oceans on each side. Mexico's not going to invade. Canada's not going to invade. So yeah, like Liechtenstein without NATO would get eaten up. No. Hey, Liechtenstein for one, I don't think is in NATO. So NATO wouldn't come to its defense. It might be, but like that's not the reason why tiny countries like that don't get eaten up. Usually countries in the modern day just don't get invaded and conquered. It's more like, oh, there would be outsized influence on it by other bigger nations around it. But I think it's in the Schengen area, not NATO. It's just kind of not how things work. Even in the past, it would be like, there's countries like Luxembourg that just stayed around for forever. Hey, Rob Colley, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Hello, it's okay. Thank you, Cats. I appreciate you. You know, okay with my butchering of the name. Okay, so this king's going over to the corner. We gotta figure out a way maybe to deal with this. Can I go? I don't want to give up the pawn, but I might have to if I want to get my bishop involved and my queen. Yeah. Okay. Good evening to yourself there, Rob. Hopefully you're having yourself a good one. Join this fine Monday evening. How's the game going? Are we winning this one? We're a little bit down, but we got a little bit of a time advantage, so it could kind of go either way. Yet to find out. You're very sad about what's going on in Burkina Faso. I'm trying to think of what the current thing that's going on there is. I... Hey, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Thank you much. I appreciate it. Regards from England. Oh, so you're up early there, Rob. Not evening for you, morning time. I appreciate you coming to check out the stream either way there. I think if NATO today dissolves, very small countries get eaten quickly. That's just wrong. I don't know what skull theories. That's just incorrect. By neighbors, yeah, no. No. That's just not how, that's not how the world works. The world is not a video game. Larger nations can put outsized power on smaller nations, but it's, that's just, it's not, especially in Europe, it's just not how things work. That's funny. Russia would take the Baltic countries? Maybe. Maybe. That's a possibility. But, like, Austria's not gonna invade Liechtenstein just because they can. It's like, yeah. It would be, like, pressure maybe from Russia to try to get ethnic Russian populations into Russia. But that's a far cry from just, like, random democracies in Europe invading each other. Only good chaps from America. Having a good evening now. Yeah, well, we can't. Yeah. From the Americas, most of us in here, so. I appreciate that, Rob. Hopefully you have a good morning there. It's not easy to invade countries in 2025. Well, it's not so much as difficult. It's just, why would you? There's just less incentive, right? Like, there's already freedom of movement, freedom of trade from Liechtenstein. If you want the resources, you can buy them. So, like, why would a country like Austria, who is also, like, both Liechtenstein and Austria are democracies, like, and you, like, there's people that know each other and live there, why are you invading them? It kind of just doesn't make much sense. Oh my, got the bishop pushed the pawn to get out of there. That's so stupid. I don't think the USA would invade anyone. I doubt it. I mean, they're on an anti-internationalist bend right now. They usually, whenever they do invade a country, it's not a democracy they invade. Right? Like, hey, democracies tend not to go to war with each other. They can, but it's usually over, like, there's very specific circumstances. It's not usually just, like, we're expanding territory because we want to expand territory when democracies fight. I'll be annexed Greenland, but I don't see a ton of fighting. Yeah, there would be no fighting if that happens. USA could defend them from Russia if they struck them. England as well could support our fellow chaps. Yeah, England is the... I forget if they're bigger or about the same as France for nuclear capabilities, but they are definitely one of the few European countries that could probably still... probably invade a foreign country on their own. Probably, yeah, France and Britain are probably the only two European countries left that can still do something like that. Like, have a war that's just their own overseas. But I'm getting crushed this game. Under the... I think they're both fairly isolationist. They don't invade and take over land just during the war, then they try to make peace. Yeah, they don't... Well, when's the last time they tried to occupy? It's been a while. You would probably safely say that's kind of out of their system now, the Americans. Invading countries and taking them over, because, like, they did it... Yeah, I think they haven't done that since World War II, which is when most countries stopped doing that. They don't need the land, just the goods in it. Yeah, you can, but like, if it's like a country in Europe, they can just buy the goods in it. There's a few countries that aren't on friendly terms, and then they might not. But like, what goods do they need? Right? It's like Iraqi oil still benefiting the U.S. to this day. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Little, I assume Little Hemos is joking, right? Because it's like, The Americans, but they invaded Iraq twice. They never got any oil from Iraq. Saddam Hussein was happy to sell oil before and still is happy to sell oil now. So, like, everyone's like, oh, the US is going to the Middle East for oil. It's like, they never got oil from the Middle East. I don't know what. Like, it's just a meme, but some people believe it. It might not be the brightest time for Anglo. He definitely won't be part of tyranny. It's true. King Charles will definitely be against the enemy sort Royal Navy, be prepared if needed. Good to hear. Good to hear. Dude is a true English patriot? Yes. He's yeah. If you're being like, don't worry, King Charles is like good. He's like, that is English patriotism right there. He's not even one of the more popular monarchs, and he's like, we got him. It's like, all right, this guy's true and true through. But that's also good, because if you're an English patriot, then it means you're probably honoring your alliances and your ties to the Commonwealth, so I'm happy with that as a Canadian. I haven't seen the moon in forever. Stream is really political? I don't think we're being political here, guys. There's a difference between political opinions and just like, here's something historically happened. I would say that they are very different. Politics would be like, what should we do to solve this current problem that we're not sure about? Another is just like, here is what happened when a historic event happened. It's a little different. England's my homeland, you'll die for your country if necessary. Hey, it's a good attitude to have. Respect for the country you live in, and wanting to serve and protect all the people, and your friends and family and all that. Respect that. Preferably not in the front lines. Well, I think no one would prefer to fight in the front lines. That would be a special kind of person, but... Grizz's tilts, not silent. King Charles, your King Grizzu? Yes, he is. King Charles is not just the king of England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, but he's also the king of Canada. We're not ruled by the British Parliament. Our head of state is King Charles as King of Canada, not by proxy of Britain anymore. So he is the King of Canada. Desty, hi sir, good to see ya. King Vaughn is your king. King Theo Vaughn? There you go. That's a good king. He's got some funny clips, I like him. Dude, please respect King Charles, he is our leader. I wasn't saying anything disrespectful about him. I'm not really saying anything about him. Well, I guess I talked about his favorability ratings a little bit, but that's... Didn't make any judgment, I just said what the numbers are. See, I like my news that way. Not opinionated, just being like, here's this poll. This poll had this percentage of people. And then you maybe dive into it, see if it's being misleading or something, but... King Vaughn is a rapper? Wait, so you weren't talking about Theo Vaughn? Bro! That is so much less cool now. I want to go up here and try to get this pawn, but that might not work. I'll just push here for now. Thank you for that. Yes, yeah. No disrespect to the king. Not Theo Vaughn. Damn. Forward got less cool. 2064 is the Real Road to 2000 stream? No. We started off at 2112, I think, tonight. We've gone down about 50 rating points, yes, and unfortunately. Do you believe in noble bloodlines? I mean, believe in. I don't believe in any innate, they're noble, they were born to lead. I don't know what else there is to say about that. They exist. Yeah, you can trace lineage. Very good games. Fun. For watching. Congrats there, dear friend. Thank you, Rob. I do need to focus more on these games. I'm on a bit of a losing streak. Gotta refocus myself here. My English is very improper. Thanks, V-Blitz. I'll take note of that. Okay, we're starting to come back right here. We got this. Here's great father is Napoleon. No. We're pretty much all my family is Irish, Scottish, and English. A healthy mix of those three. You don't believe in it, but you're willing to accept it? What do you mean by believe in? Oh, you're saying, so you're saying I don't believe in... Yeah, because there's so many things I'm willing to accept. I'm like, well, this is kind of weird, but I guess it's tradition. There's like some traditions where it's just like, oh, it's tradition that we kill our firstborn son. I'll be like, whoa, what are we doing here? But if it's like tradition, it's just like, oh yeah, this person's in charge for ceremonial reasons, but they don't actually act, and Parliament has a way to supersede them if need be. Then it's just like, oh, they're just there because procedural reasons requires them. I'm not gonna be losing my stuff over it. Doesn't really matter. We're talking about the English breakfast just now. Beans and toast. Ah. Seriously, what do you mean by believe? He can get pretty zany at times, but I think that is like one of those things that's probably good to get out of when people are talking. It's just like, what do you mean by believe? Like, it's a vague question, because it's like, believe in what? And how, and the... It's too vague, you can't answer them. If tradition affects me, I no way care if it's kept or changed. It's not a problem. If it affects you, you don't care? That doesn't make any sense, Yasin. If it affects you, you should care. And then you can determine if it's worth changing or not at that point. I'm also willing to accept a king, but never had it. It's a lot different than accepting like a king 200 years ago, or I guess in Britain's case that'd be like pre-English Civil War. It's like 400 years ago. Like, I'm willing to accept the king in the current state, but if the king had a lot of authority, I don't know if I would. They have minor authority for procedural reasons, and I'm not really opposed to those. Because you're just gonna have to have someone do it, and the role in itself isn't so important that you couldn't just do it as a ceremonial thing, but... I think the US needs to trade the English monarchy back to control. Yes. That's what the US needs, is monarchy right now. English food scares me, no offense to the English. Their breakfast is very dense. That was probably my only big complaint when I went to England. It was hard to the toast was just so much butter. They pre-buttered the toast was the only weird thing. Or like fried it or something, I don't know. Everything else was really good though. Honestly, I like beans. Liked all their fish and chips. Went to Scotland like the haggis. How was the camping trip? Got a fresh haircut in the wilderness too? No, same haircut, same haircut. Megan, cool, okay. I don't think anyone wants to talk about her. I don't think that's just I don't think that's even just angering the English people here. That's just angering everyone. Oh, ooh, wrong move. Checkmate. Nice. But yeah, appreciate that, Ian. Yeah, no, camping was awesome, man. Here, I'll show some of the photos. I think, here we go. Yeah. Show some of it here, at least. What comes up on the OBS. Yeah, that's enough of it. Buddies. To move it like this, kinda. Oh yeah. Crazy big photo. We're on top of the mountain here, climbed up. Walking around. We climbed up this whole waterfall right here. My buddy eating stuff off a stick. And then, yeah, the other mountain we climbed up, but we climbed up that waterfall, which is almost vertical, is the lake. This is how steep it is. We climbed up this thing. Yeah, it's the big waterfall that we went all the way to the very top. It was a fun time. Hey, Tallow, how's it going? Definitely join the Anglo-Saxon community. Hey, I mean, Kanzuk was a whole possibility combining Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand into a freedom of trade and movement organization. I don't know where it's going now. Looks like you had a good time. It was awesome, man. It was awesome, Talo. Beautiful. It was, yeah. It was Kananaskis, which is where they just had the G7 summit about a month prior. So yeah, it's a very scenic area of Alberta and Canada, so it was an awesome trip, man. A few days backpacking, having a good time. It was great. Now I'm back today and back at work tomorrow. It's a good way to get out for your summer. We got another camping trip planned in about a month. It'll be fun. Why do you have such a big problem with bricks? The bricks aren't even going to form their own currency. That's just bluster. Don't worry about that, V-Blitz. Lemus, you run to a grizzly bear or massive moose? No, we think we might have heard a grizzly in the distance. Maybe, but we didn't. I've been lucky. I haven't seen any grizzlies on any of my camping trips. My cousins who were in a very similar area slightly earlier in the year, literally a grizzly with 2 cubs walked in between them and like between the 2 of my cousins, and they took pictures of it, and that looked insane. But like, yeah, the only bear we saw was like black bear, and black bears are just scare them away. Like, I don't know, they're fine. And no moose. We don't usually see moose in the mountains. There's usually elk in the mountains. Around here, you'll see moose way more often. I put them down for good. Bruh. BRICS is like, there's a couple countries you could be like, oh, they're maybe kind of hostile to the States, but they also got countries like Brazil and South Africa. You're worried about Brazil and South Africa if you're America? I'm not saying they're small countries or weak countries, but if you're America, are you worried about those two? Come on. Any pits of a grizzly bear, 0 survival instinct? Little Hemos, if you encounter a grizzly bear, what you should do is talk normally so the grizzly bear knows where you are so you don't startle it. And if you're gonna be there, you're talking normally, and you're not gonna be running away or running to it. You may as well take pictures. That's not a 0 survival instinct thing. If you see a grizzly bear, it is important that, like, if you think it's aggressive, you can play dead as your only other option. But like, if you're already at a point where you're that close to it, you're probably knows you're not dead. Sri Lankan aggression in the future? Yeah, V-Blitz is worried about the real problems here. Bro, they are deadly. Yes, they are, little Hemos. I don't think you know that, like... Yeah, yes, they're incredibly deadly. They weigh hundreds of pounds. They're very aggressive. They're huge bears that can kill you. You don't want to scare them. Because they're deadly, if they see you and they decide to kill you, they just can. So you just don't want to give them the, like, a way to or a reason to. They know you're there when you're that close. It's not like you're hiding from the bear, so you just don't want to spook the bear so it thinks, oh, I have to fight this guy now. Because you will lose that fight. Another part of English culture seems to be a lot of musicians that are good. It's so weird, like, British singers, half of them sing like they're British and half of them sing like they're American. It's kind of odd. Culture is beautiful if you get a chance, perhaps traveling more. Yeah, I mean, I think every country's culture, this game is over. Travel enough. Have been committing murders for the rest of the world recently. Yes, they commit a lot of murders. Yeah, but they tend to kill South Africans and Brazilians because the murders happen in their own countries. I've seen black bears in Michigan. Yeah, black bears aren't, like, just black bears, you scare them away. Like, whatever. They're like 300 pounds, and if you're like several, like, young guys, even if they have a cub, they don't want to fight you. Grizzly bear would attack, the only option would beat it with kung fu, exactly. Hey, Varion, how's goes? Hopefully you're doing well tonight. British musicians are another level. They do have a lot of musical talent. This is crazy. Yeah, like 21 Savage. I don't know if that's in reference to, did he beat up a Black Bear? Or is he? Oh, is he British? I don't really know. I'm not too familiar with rappers, honestly. I'll embarrass myself if I try to talk about it. Most of classic rock inventing metal. Yeah. Yeah, they had a run since the 60s. Pretty good singers, Britain has. I'm sorry, but murder statistics mean barely anything. It's GDP what matters, and Brazil is the 7th highest GDP in the world. Yeah, GDP matters. GDP per capita matters way more. India has a big economy that took over Japan's, but like Germany's a bigger player than India, and France and Britain are even bigger players than either of those two. Very unsure. Fish and chips. Oh yeah, gotta get fish and chips when you go there. That would be awesome. Those, yeah. When I went to Britain, this was in 2012. But yeah, their fish and chips and everywhere were good. Yes, GP is high, but Brazil's slums are pretty awful. Yeah, Brazil is definitely dealing with some pretty bad inequality. But the thing is, like, being scared of, I was gonna say, it's only one part of it, right? Like, even if Brazil has a pretty decent size GDP, did he just plunder that? Okay. I mean, he couldn't take here because I would have checkmated him, but, like, he didn't need to give that away for nothing. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Alright, nice. Virion, yes, put your name in the chat and I'll play you. Just send your username and I can challenge. The easiest way to do this. Beef Wellington. Oh, I haven't had beef Wellington either. People always talk about it. Someone's angry. You talking about me, Sammy, or is all that money for Germany when there's no army to defend themselves? Yeah, they're spending a lot more on Germany. I don't know. I think there's legitimate complaints there from the Americans that some NATO allies aren't spending enough. It's usually directed at random countries when I hear them complain about, but like I would understand if they were mad at, say, Spain and Canada, which are the worst culprits. I just plundered a free bishop. Instead, it's just like they'll get mad at Britain, and you're like, they're one of the ones that spend more. I don't. Just tends to be the country. They get mad at the countries they just don't like inherently. It's the same for everyone too, but it's just always funny. Every country does that. They just want they have someone they want to be mad at, and then they retroactively think of the reason. And they have other countries that they could be mad at for that reason, but they're not mad at them because they like them. Just everyone does that. Fury on the OG. Okay, I'll get you for next game. German cuisine is a contender for worst European cuisine. German has good stuff for breakfast, but I don't know if I have anything German after breakfast in my meals usually. I guess hamburger is gotta be from Hamburg, right? GDP per capita is quite low, still like 7 times to 10 times other big countries. Yeah, they're not a... They're a huge regional power. But, like, again, they're... Even if you're a global power, that still doesn't mean you're a threat to the States. Because the States is still, like, just an insane, basically, superpower. Like, an almost solo superpower right now. Modern hamburgers were completely invented in America, though. Well, I just said I think they're from Hamburg, but I was guessing, okay? They have the name Hamburg in the name. I'm just like, that's probably Hamburg, right? Come on. Growth potential. That means growth potential. We barely have any debt compared to those countries. Usually if you're middle income, it's harder to get debt because people don't want to lend to you. Now it makes sense why you're defending it. It's because you're from Brazil. You should don't like talking to anyone about, like, their own country because then they have, like, I don't know. I feel like people don't know much about where they're from, which is counterintuitive, but people always have the stupidest opinions about the countries where they're from. And if it's a country where they're not from, they tend to just be more neutral. Because it's just like, if you're not from this country, you'd be like, why you wouldn't bother with defending them? You just talk about them neutrally. Oh, part of them isn't from America. I mean, I don't think it's like I mean, yeah, French fries are from Belgium. I'm just trying to think of. There's no way hamburgers are from America. That just doesn't make any sense. Just the concept from Germany. Yeah, I think I'm with Little Hemos here. Italian and Mexican cuisine is peak. Italian and Mexican cuisine, yeah, fair enough. Hard to go wrong with those. Oh, Adela, thank you for the resub there. Really appreciate that, man. Not getting this, am I? We should always beware the Germans. Wait, you let me queen? I wasn't born in Brazil. I was born in Italy, but I do have Brazilian citizenship. Yeah. No, like Brazil's a country that's like, I mean, they had the rough time in the 2010s, but they have been developing and, I mean, they were very big beef, soybeans. Like they've got a lot of agricultural stuff. They have a fair bit of oil money. Like there's a lot of good development stuff that they're doing. It's just I wouldn't call them a superpower yet, or even like a world power. Nothing against them. Americans are literally immigrants from all over the world, so no food is theirs. What? I don't know how the start connected to the end there of that statement. What does sub mean? What does it give you? I think it gets rid of the Twitch ads. It gives you more emotes. I think more channel points and stuff. Ah, Virion, sorry. I'll challenge you next game. I completely forgot. I should have challenged you there. That's my bad. Sure, Merrick. Bro, it's beef in between two buns. We're talking about like one of the simplest concepts in food here, and you're being like, I bet it's totally different. Where's Texas brisket from? Where is a brisket from should be a better one, because it's like Texas brisket in particular. It's either like that's just a weird one. I was mainly thinking of sauerkraut and pretzels. Sauerkraut's kind of meh. Pretzels are good. Yeah, pretzels are German. I didn't realize that. Okay, I'll give him that one then. That's indeed a question. Yeah. It's one of those questions like it could just be a trick question, then it's like, okay, well this is just a... I mean, brisket's gotta go back hundreds of years, I'd assume. So Texas brisket probably isn't really its own variation, so it's probably not from North America at all. But then that's just like a stupid thing, because like obviously it's a Texas version of brisket, but like it's probably not even something that was first created in Texas. It's probably been done somewhere else. Like, I don't know. Where is dumplings from? China, Tibet, Nepal, or Korea, or Japan? Ooh, good question, Mirion. I've got no idea. I mean, dumplings is meat surrounded by dough. I assume it was created multiple times in multiple countries. What happened to Switzerland, France, and Netherlands? Where's cheddar cheese from? Chinese? Okay, Sammy says Chinese. That'd be something worth getting a poll going for if any of the mods want to set that up. Where's dumplings from? Cute fried chicken. Hot dogs, okay. I think like most of the things V-Blitz says is not sure. There's so many things that are American that usually like people are like, oh, it's Italian food. It's like, no, it's American food. Like barbecues. Not American. Fried chicken. It's great before American. Hot dogs, sure. Sloppy Joe, no. Mac and cheese, no. Potato chips, might be. Apple pie, absolutely not. If he's smoking crack, I think that's made in the States first. Brownies, chocolate chip cookies, no. S'mores, sure. I could believe. I wouldn't know for sure, but... Example of democracy such as England. It's a very patriotically British take on America. Rob is nothing but consistent. That is a free rook. I lied. That was not a free rook. Damn, I thought it was a free rook. Chicago pizza. Chicago-style pizza is American. Most pizza, any pizza you consider pizza is probably American style. If you've ever had, like, Italian pizza, it's basically not pizza. Americans completely changed many of the dishes and popularized them. Yes, that is true. Honestly, everyone's like, I like the authentic food, and then you try the authentic food, and you're just like, why, though? Has anyone ever tried British sausages? Of course, British sausages. I have. Good. Nothing, nothing insane, I guess, though. But, like, I liked them. Talk to people from NYC. There's your first mistake. They said their pizza's better than Italian pizza. Oh, yeah, but, like, that's not an achievement. I think almost every pizza is better than Italian pizza. I need to go stop this check right here, but I also need to protect my bishop. How do I do this? Oh, thank you, Katzen, for the sub there. Really appreciate that. I talked to. Haven, Connecticut is the best. I've heard some people say Connecticut has the best. Wonder why. Yeah, I gotta give it the bishop, I guess. Now it would be a poison pawn, so I'm gonna go back here. He goes here and gets this pawn. Nope, doesn't want the pawn. Okay. He gets it that way. Fair enough. There's gonna be a check in here eventually, isn't there? Alright, we gotta draw at least there. That is in China. That's true, yeah. Dumplings is definitely Chinese. I have no idea. Originally it was a separate nation. Yeah, for the longest time till like 1950 and Mao invaded. Thanks so much, Cat. Oh, Cat, you gifted a sub. Oh, that's awesome there. Well, thanks for giving that to Rob. I think the topic on stream should change. Okay, you guys are being odd. GG for the draw, yes. It's happy to at least get a draw out of there. Okay, now it's Vixen. He put his name in the chat, but we've got a lot of messages. Sorry if I'm not responding to all of them. I've been trying to think carefully through some of these. Vixen, do you mind posting your name again there? Can I play you? Thanks. I'm just trying to scroll up to find. There we go. Virion the OG. Virion! Not Vixen. I don't know why I called you Vixen there. There we go. Let's play challenge set. Let's see what you got here. Oh, well, who's winning the poll for where are dumplings from? Tibet's leading. You could make an argument that Tibet is an occupied part of China, so or occupied by China, so. What's your favorite UK drill rapper? I have one. They're always pretty authentic, though, the UK drill rappers, whenever you see them. You're like, I believe this guy has gone through some shit. Because they're always like in the back, in their backyard with like a broken down car beside them rapping. As opposed to like in their mansion. Emos going with the aggressive route. Oh, and where are dumplings from? Tibet seems to have won the competition there. With 1 vote for China, which is kind of interesting. Hard to parse if they actually we would call that an incorrect answer or not. I'll know about this matter, I'm afraid. Not too familiar with the drill rappers. Yeah, let's push this queen back. Virio's giving me a hell of a game here. Hasn't dropped a pawn or nothing yet. Push this, give this up here. Everyone in the poll vote for democracy. Oh, if we want to do arena time, we could do arena time. Could keep watching the... Blitz. Ooh. Tax my knight. I almost missed that. Okay, Virion, you're being tricky here. Let's see what you're doing, though. You're not getting by me. Not that easily, at least. Better come out here and defend this knight and bishop. They're gonna be under a little bit of threat. Just check. Brazil is a higher GDP than Canada, Australia, and Russia. Put some respect on my country. There is no disrespect on your country. It's just... It's not a military power like Russia. It doesn't have the diplomatic power like Russia, Australia, or Canada. It doesn't have the, even if it has slightly more GDP, it does not have like the economic heft and stuff like that of those countries. Right, there's a reason why Russia is pretty far down on the GDP numbers, but everyone considers them a power. They have the military to back it up. They have the natural land and resources to back it up. Brazil has a lot of natural land and resources. They have a growing economy. Like, hopefully for their future, it looks pretty prosperous. It's just not a global power. You can be a pretty strong... They're the strongest country in South America. It's just South America isn't a continent that really has any global powers in it. It's not even like a negative, because it's just like, you can, like, I don't know, Denmark isn't a global power. It doesn't look like it's bad to live in Denmark. It's not being disrespectful to say that. Hello, Sanya. Good morning, good morning. Crap. Oh, that's not good. You're disrespecting Uruguay? I guess by that logic I am, yeah. You checked me there. Oh, because you can take check? No. Yeah, he's kind of letting me back into this, let's be honest here. Not just South America, Central America, North America. We have the strongest economy except USA. I guess. You want to call Brazil's economy stronger than Canada's, because of... In a total output sense, you'd be correct. I wouldn't really... If you're gonna ask someone who has the stronger economy, Brazil or Canada, you'd, like, I don't know if the answer you'd get would be consistently Brazil. Their top-line GDP numbers are stronger, but that's not always a good indicator of a lot of things, so... Okay, should take here, and he goes there. I'm just gonna draw out of this. Oh, he lets me get the other pawn. No, Virion, you messed up. Why would Canada invade Brazil? Yeah, there's no reason to. That's generally not what we're talking about when we're talking about that kind of strength. It's the 21st century. You generally don't just randomly conquer countries because you feel like it. Canada has a lower GP than California, but the maple syrup leaf people matter too. California, I think you can make a better argument for than Brazil being more powerful than Canada. But they don't, it's like weird when you're a part of a country because then you have a very little foreign influence and you don't have your own military. But you have a say over an extremely large and powerful country, so. We can remember Canada as part of our dear and beloved Commonwealth. Exactly, exactly. Skull Theory is right. I don't care about the 4 ones. Yeah, Skull Theory's been a little wild sometimes. Jeez, okay, guys. Calm down a little bit on the human shield stuff. That's a little... This is supposed to be a chess stream, alright? I don't want to talk about other stuff there, but you're starting to get into, like, really a little odd, so... Every soul matters. Exactly, Rob is right, guys. You shouldn't be talking about using human shields. Especially in, like, a chess game. Meanwhile, you're glorious, France. Yeah. England would step in to save Canada if invasion was imminent. Yeah, we're both part of the Commonwealth, both part of NATO. I'd believe that. France's policy. That was their policy in one war. I don't really think that's their going forward policy. I can go knight here. What do I do to deal with this? Guess not much. I go queen here. We can take. Back here. They did in World War II, very. I mean, they took like the most casualties of the First World War. They did a lot of fighting in that one. Trying to figure out a way to get this knight out of here. Well, free queen helps out, doesn't it? Like to see a UK versus Brazil war. I'm trying to remember back in my brain if there was ever anything like that in history. I don't remember. Malaga? Don't know what that is there, Duck. I was in the idea Brazil was still part of the Portuguese Empire. They split recently. Rob is just waking up from his nap from 1825 and being like, I thought the king of Portugal is still staying in Brazil due to the Napoleonic conflict, and he stayed a little bit after there. Am I mistaken? It's just like, I sit him down. It's like, I hate to tell you, but things happened in the past 200 years. You might not like. No, it's still the Portuguese Empire? Yeah, exactly. Last Empire was exiled in the 1880s. Been our own country ever since. Yeah, you were your own country even when you had an emperor, because it wasn't a Portuguese empire. That was the second Brazilian empire. The first one was with the Portuguese, and then the Portuguese king decided to come back. But after that, he abdicated and his son took over, and that was the fully Brazilian empire, if I'm not mistaken. I could be getting my history wrong, though. You're the one from the country, so correct me if I'm wrong. Hope your country will bounce back. US speaks American, not some other country's stupid language. Always people always make fun of it when people are like, they speak American. They kind of do. Whenever you have a dialect of a language, I think it's fair to refer to that as like that place. Like, they speak American, well, it's definitely an American dialect. Like, speaking Scottish, it's like, okay, well, it's like they speak English with a Scottish accent. But it's like, okay, you understand what they're saying. Don't be so nitpicky about it. Like, you understand what they mean by saying speaking Scottish is English with a Scottish accent. I speak European. That makes no sense to me, but alright. Yeah, they speak, yeah, you could be like, I think it's both correct to say they speak English and they speak American. We all speak English, God willing, the whole world will do too. I mean, it's looking that way. Becoming the new lingua franca. I think an English person would have no clue what someone from inner city New Orleans is saying. Sure, but is that just because of its, like, slang and not being spoken clearly, or is it because the words are completely different? That's the thing, you go to, like, where did I go to? I went to Wales, and I'm just like, I was having a hard time understanding people. But every single person on TV, you understand crystal clear. Because when everyone's pronouncing and enunciating correctly, there's no difficulty in understanding people. It's more so just the... I'm getting crushed here, aren't I? It's the day-to-day talk, it's hard to understand people with a not perfectly clear saying stuff. That's just mate. I don't see any way to save it, really. Your tea. Hey, just have fun. Good to see you. There's like a bunch of checkmates there. It's good from the VIP. Woohoo! There we go. Good to see ya. We're going all right. We're playing some games. I was on a bit of a losing streak. Now I'm like kind of evening it out. It's all good. You forgot your afternoon tea and biscuits. That's unfortunate. Your tea would get like too cold. I was like tea with a little bit of milk in it. Sometimes I go without milk. Depends on the type of tea. Cooking and rapid, nice. What'd you get your rapid rating up to? Just have fun. Remember, Brazil is not only generates more money in Canada, but doesn't bend the knee to anyone on its continent or overseas. It absolutely generates more money than Canada. Doesn't bend the knee. Every country, including like the most powerful countries, including the states, bend the knee at times to other countries. I don't know. On a ratio of how often it does compared to other countries, it might do it less. I'm not that informed that I could give a take on that, so you might be right on that. Also, thank you, Gernard, for the follow there. I really appreciate that. Patriotism like that, so was yeah, it's not... It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. That's why I always like talking about people who aren't from a country about countries, because some people are just very pro where they're from, and I find it kind of... It's not really generating any positives. It's just they're trying to find arguments to support their country, so they're not really looking at... Like, they're not making stuff up, but they're just looking for certain aspects as opposed to others. 1825 to 1882! Nice! On that rapid grind. That's a lot of elo and rapid. It takes a long time to grind that. I don't think a country just emancipated from its motherland would have that amount of wealth. Alright, yeah. I forgot Rob's living in, like, 1835. Bro, someone tell him about the telegraph, alright? It'll blow his mind. This chat's so nationalistic. Not really. Well, okay, a little bit. It's more on the patriotic side. It's not like the nationalist side. It's... Everybody's nationalistic if you think about it? That's not true. You can absolutely not be nationalistic. You can... There's plenty of people who don't care for their country. You are nationalistic if you want to separate and form your own smaller nation. That's still nationalism, but there's generally people who just don't care about nationalism, so... Not everybody's nationalistic. I'd like to see Yugoslavia vs UK. Well, you'd have to reform the country in the first place. It's gonna be a difficult hurdle. They don't really get along. That's the Conservative Party. too strong of an opinion on the British parties right now. They're all kind of a mess. Understatement. Canada with the UK. Yeah, I don't think that would be too unpopular for Canada to be more. This one's for foreign. Save this pawn and that pawn. Looks like I don't, unfortunately. Now, if you're gonna talk shit about Canada, Grizz is gonna stand up for Canada. It's just natural to defend where you're from. No, if you say shit about Canada that's bad about Canada, I will probably just be like, yeah, that is a thing here, and I hope it improves. Probably not gonna defend it. I think that'd be a very weird and bad thing to do. Would be like, oh crap, I went to check. But it doesn't matter. This game's kind of over. If I was just gonna be like, refuse to accept that there's anything bad about the place where I live in, it's not a great way. He protested? Bro, I went to the bar. They threw a Trudeau resigned party. They threw them like all over. They had parties when he resigned. That was like the one thing all Canadians were happy about at that time. He had like 8% approval ratings. He was a very good makeup artist. That or he hired one that's pretty good. I agree about his resignation. I think every single person in Canada did too. He was so unpopular at the end. I thought he was a stand-up comedian. I understand why. I understand why you thought that. We can get this guy in time, don't you guys? What do y'all think? I think I got this. Comedian 1 is the Ukrainian. That is true. Oh, why do you have to take so long to think on that move? And Zelensky was a comedian. I've seen his TV show. That pawn reminds me of Ivan Sharkisar's Linares of 1991. Interesting. I think he's what England needs right now. It needs something. Politics is a little bit frayed at the moment. Maybe. I mean, we currently have the Bank of England governor in charge of Canada right now. Although he's Bank of Canada governor before he's Bank of England governor. It's kind of weird because he was like the Conservatives appointed him Bank of Canada governor, and then the British Conservatives appointed him Bank of England governor, and then he ran the Liberal Party in Canada. I know of some people who are conservative in Canada who wished he was running for the Conservatives, which is rare in modern politics, because usually you don't have one person that both parties are trying to court. Like, that was like an Eisenhower thing in the 50s. But it kind of, over the course of like the 10s and then the 2020s, it was kind of clear that he wasn't going to be in the Conservative Party. There's secretly like Karl Marx chat. Yeah, it's totally the vibes I'm giving off here, isn't it? Trying to stay as like non-opinionated and being like, this is something that's happened. Clearly a communist. I like Charles Max. 12.5 years until Canada gets taken over by some French socialist bastard. Who would be the French socialist bastard? don't think you can really count Mulcair in that. He tried to pivot to the NDP to the right when he ran. He's like the last French, but he also said he's not a socialist too, and he wasn't really, so. I'd take liberals than that one. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a massive difference. It's like between a liberal and a socialist. Oh, this bishop's giving me trouble. Separated my rook. What do you think of Jagmeet Singh? He resigned. I think the people spoke on that one. They don't really want him. He's just not good at politics. I can avoid talking about his policy, which I don't like talking about policy. He failed to get a voting base that would promote the NDP in the current environment, where the trade war is the main talk. So he kind of went to the wayside. I think we should just rather give all the rich people's money and give it to the poor people only in England. All right, Blitz, you keep having your wild takes there. Might need to be some cuts in the UK. Yeah, I think your current chancellor is Rachel Reeves there. She made some cuts and went back on them, and now they're all... Yeah, the current Labour government's in a bit of a predicament right there. I don't know what they should do. But all I know is it's not an easy thing to solve. You should always remember we're a democracy. True. True. Rather have the other party that you don't agree with and then someone take over and be a dictator. Or you're just as bad, and I hope you don't get into power. Was this the fork? Yeah, I knew it was coming, but I didn't really have a way around it. The discovered attack was way stronger. But he's down on time. I can maybe get this. Rishi's needed again. Rishi. What was it? The Spittin' Brit episode? I found some of those funny. They're making fun of him. Wasn't he a cringe lord? I mean, yeah, politicians tend to be. Oh no, he was unpopular from the start and then can continue being unpopular. I don't think there's any way to get him in there. This guy wants to end the rematch? Let's do it. The whole world, I think there's like 3 or 4 countries still follow this ideology. Yeah, and even the ones that do follow it, like North Korea is, or China's communist in name, but everyone knows they're not actually communist. But even the ones like North Korea, it's not even really communist, it's just totalitarianism. Like, most of the money is generated in the free black market. Like, the only ones that really like that is like Cuba. That's the only one I can really think of off the top of my head. France is social. You're getting these words. It's kind of socialist. They have like a lot of socialized programs, but unless it's like not done by private industry, like it could be government owned. It's not necessarily socialist. If it's still not owned by like a crown corp or something. Russia's definitely not communist. No. Yeah, Russia isn't even close. China isn't. They say they are, but they're not. Like by France being like, they're like, France is like absolutely liberal. They have a lot of social programs, but again, like they have capitalism underpinning it. It's kind of hard to be like, yeah, there's socialist society. It's like everyone works for like a business. Like if it's a socialist country, like there wouldn't be unions, generally speaking. Unless you're being like, no, that's not social and that's communism. Then we're just talking about different definitions there. What's this guy going? Eritrea is communist? Oh, Eritrea you can make an argument for. They're absolutely totalitarian. Democratic People's Republic of Korea is best Korea. Britain is a parliamentary monarchy. Absolute fact there. China, Cuba, Laos, North Korea, and Vietnam are the only countries that are yeah, okay, little hemos, but we're not talking like communist according to Google, because of those, Laos, Vietnam, and China, and I've been to Vietnam, I can tell you firsthand, that is not a communist country. They'll have a couple communist propaganda, like posters there, around. Everything's done by private business. It is just so far from a communist country. They just say they're still communist. That's the same thing with China, too. Laos is also opened up a lot, too. And then North Korea is still absolutely totalitarian, so you could definitely make an argument that they are still communist. Just make an argument that they're just totalitarian and like almost a heretical monarchy at this point. But like Cuba is probably the one you can make the best argument for, and they are starting to embrace some free market principles, but like limited, so I think you could still probably make a pretty good argument for them being communist. But the other ones, it's like, eh. Vietnam has become more pro-Western recently. Pro-Western doesn't mean socialist or not socialist, though. But if you're making a comment on its own, yeah, for sure. They're kind of more, they're scared of China. I mean, they've always been scared of China, right? China invaded them in 1979. Like, there's a reason why China never really supported Vietnam during the Vietnam War. They had to rely on Soviet aid. Probably gonna move to Haiti someday. Interesting. I support you, V-Blitz, no matter what you do. Nice. Oh, he gets the piece back? Does it matter, though? We get this pawn, don't we? I'm worried that there's something here I'm missing. I don't think so. Go here. We can't get this. We can go bishop here to kind of consolidate the king side. I think we should up a pawn here. Nice. Gonna take control there. We can be like the barbecue guy, like the leader of the like most powerful gang in... I'm forgetting the name of Haiti's capital. It was like Port-au-Prince. Porto something. Port-au-Prince. It was Port-au-Prince. Hey, let's go. Isn't it part of the French Empire? Well, you see, the French Revolution came along and they freed the slaves. So then the slaves were free in Haiti, and then Napoleon tried to unfree the slaves, and they weren't too happy about that, so they revolted. And the end result was eventually that Haiti became its own country. Yes. I see you've been keeping up with current affairs there, Viva San Domingo Maita. Yeah. Looking scary. Okay. Keep us updated on that one. I want to know how that turns out. Alright, another W. Here we go. We're almost getting back to 2100s. Alright, Rob. You have yourself a good one there. Wants another game. Let's keep doing it. We're getting some wins. Why not? I mean, if V-Blitz says something, it's he says some things that he agrees with every once in a while to throw you off, but like 80% of the stuff that he says is a joke. The other 20% of him is a joke, but he just means it. Get it? Because he's a joke. I'm calling him a joke. Anyone? Nah? Okay, I'll log off now. Goodbye, guys. Alright. Guys can keep the opinions chill. Blitz, you got any more trivia for us? Supposed to be our trivia master. Where's the trivia? Ah, he says yes, alright, he's cooking something up. Emos is just on him too. Okay, put pressure on this bishop with the rook. We can hopefully get a bishop out here. Check, hit the queen, king, and then we can get this. I think it's kind of crazy how the US gets so much hate for... Yeah. I think part of it too is like if you have a country that's based on immigration, then people are kind of much more for it. Also, most of the hate comes from other Americans. Like, let's be honest. Americans who don't want to. Deport legal? How would you... That'd be interesting how you even go about that legally then, because if you're legally there... Unless they failed to do something. But then that would make them illegal. I don't know about that statement there. That might not be true. Almost definitionally, you can't if they're not illegal. Without in some way making them illegal, because then you would be the one just committing the crime. I get political. Eritrea needs to take over the USA. Blitz is just done. He's just like, you know what? What if we give communism another try? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We could try it. I mean, it's only failed the first however many times. Yeah, that was very poor for me, that exchange. Unfortunate. Fortunate. Yeah. Ah, well, he got us eventually. That was our third game. Okay, we're gonna just let's switch to trivia. We're talking too much politics here, guys. I don't like the politics part of it. I like going over the history and what happened to countries, or like what the current state of things are, not opinions on what we should do. Opinions, people get passionate about. I always don't like talking to people who are passionate about things. Yeah, exactly. Trivia's better. Okay, so we're castling, which gives this rook an extra bit of protection here. The queen's off, so you don't actually have to protect it. Okay, rook comes here, we'll get this rook back. Give me his big plan here. Does he want to trade here and try to smash through on this file? Maybe I go here now. This pawn's pinned. Rook has to take, and then we can go here. At this queen. Trying to get this pawn is going to be our big goal. Queen can go there. We can go rook over here. He goes rook here. Then we go rook up here. Queen up. Can we get this pawn, though? Maybe it's better to save this one. You're passionate about fruit? Is it a particular type of fruit that you're passionate about? Perhaps passion fruit? Forward declaration? Oh, he's just running his rook back. That's such a lame way to do this. No, we gotta be aggressive. He's gonna be passive, we gotta be aggressive. Together we'll make the ultimate combo. Passive-aggressive. Stupid joke, hey. In my defense, I'm a stupid person. So when I make a stupid joke, that's just my culture, okay? Being stupid. Pissed me off so much. Good! You were pissing me off earlier, V-Blitz. I'm not sorry in the slightest for pissing you off. Stretch time! Alright. Thank you, little Hemos, for the reminder. Yo. Good old stretch. Opposite direction, I have been. Well, not all stream. I started doing a bit bad. Honestly, since then, I've been pretty even. This game's looking positive. We got up a pawn. We could potentially lose it, but I think we're doing fine. Blocking off all the checks from this rook. We can come up here. Start pushing this pawn down the board. Get this bishop here, rook out. I mean, he can push this, but I can go here. Not a big deal. He takes, my rook goes to the side. We're gonna get a queen the next move. Do you still remember who Charles Tupper is? The name rings a bell. I can't remember off the top of my head. He doesn't even have a check without losing a piece here. I don't know what he's doing. Was he in our last stream or something that we were talking about and I've completely blanked? I do that way too often. I need to get my better memory at some things. It's mate? I think it is. Nope, he goes... Oh, blocks the bishop. I see. L memory, Canadian Prime Minister was first time. Right. He's from like the 1800s or something, and I never remembered him. Yeah, terrible memory. Failing all them history classes, you know me. Which British colony gained independence in 1965 but was expelled from Malaysia shortly after joining it in 1963? That would be Singapore. Singapore was kicked out of Malaysia. They just went, we don't want you here. And they were forced to be on their own as their own city-state. However, in the time since then, Singapore has become one of the wealthiest nations in the world. So, Malaysia might have lost out on that one. Jakarta is the island in Indonesia. Not part of Malaysia. Wait, Jakarta? No, Java's the island. It's a city in Indonesia, sorry. It was a codename for the Allied invasion of North Africa. Ooh. Was that Operation Torch? Could be wrong on that one, though. Talking about the landings in, like, Morocco and Algeria, right? Yeah. I think that was Operation Torch. I could be wrong. Okay, correct. Nice. Wasn't sure on that one. What's this pawn? I want this pawn. I'm willing to give this pawn for this pawn. It was UK and France. It was no, the Vichy French were. I mean, I guess you could say France was there, but the Vichy France in the battle in North Africa at the time were fighting on the German side. But it was mostly the Americans and British that did that landings, little Hemos, in North Africa. The Soviet leader during the Cuban Missile Crisis, that would be Khrushchev. He was the guy in the UN who, like, grabbed his shoe, took it off his foot, and banged it on the table repeatedly until people were, like, listening to him. And he's like, we're making sausages like missiles, and they had like no missiles. Like ICBMs, they had medium ranges, which is what scared the Americans with the, you know, the whole missile crisis thing. But yeah, no long range. Kind of made that part up. Stalin? No, it was after Stalin. To be fair, Stalin was the leader before Khrushchev, so not far off. He was the one who did the de-Stalinization campaign of the 1950s. You're gonna lock in for this one? Alright, little emos. Let's see it. Let's see the lock in. Hey, king goes here, I go here. Can we get a draw to this? This is like so bad. I don't think there's any way to do it. But maybe he messes up. Now we're just down 2 pawns. There's no way. GG. Fortune. That was a bit of an L. I was almost getting back to 2100 there, but not happening. Oh, this guy has GM in his picture. I'm clearly playing a Grandmaster, guys. Ooh. Okay, bishop back. I'm gonna push the pawn again. We're gonna try and put pressure on this isolated D pawn. We got our knights out. Ends this knight. Which of an issue is this gonna be? Is he gonna bring his other knight to attack it? No, he does bring the pawn up though. I think I take here is okay. Is it really that bad? I typed the message like 2 minutes ago. I talked about Khrushchev for a little bit. Sammy, did you hear about the Texas floods? Yeah, it's really sad that all those people have passed away. I don't see the question. I just retyped it. Oh, yeah, no, we didn't get that question, V-Blitz. It just disappeared for us. What international agreement in 1997 aimed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions globally? I think that was the Kyoto Accords. 1997. If I had to guess, I could be off on that one. It could be the Kyoto could be earlier in the 90s, but I believe the Canadians under John Chrétien at the time signed that one. And like all the G7 countries did. The Kyoto Protocol. I said Kyoto. I'm not sure if I said... Okay, I guess I didn't say Kyoto Protocol. I just said the Kyoto Accords. That'd be the worst technicality to get. Okay, it's Kyoto Conference. Whatever. Ujii, hello. How's it going? What was the name of the failed US-backed invasion of Cuba in 1961? That was the Bay of Pigs invasion. I learned that in history this year. Nice. This rook goes up here, we have a nice fork with this knight. I want to get this pawn here if possible. These rooks being doubled up is causing me problems. What treaty established the European Union in its modern form in 1993? I don't know, Treaty of Brussels? I mean, that's a total guess right there. I have no idea what established the EU. I don't really care to learn the names of EU treaties because they have so many of them. Zagreb? No, Croatia wasn't even in the EU in 93. The Mr. Oh, okay, I have heard of that name before, but yeah. EU treaties, man, I give up on the concept of them. Treaty of Venice. Venice is a good one. Hey, Dr. Justin's here. Good to see you. Isn't Canada still practically controlled by the EU? I'm not even gonna entertain that question. Aren't they controlled by another country who they have, like, not even any control for? I'm just so confused how he could even. Which president? That was Nixon. Nixon's trip to China, orchestrated by Kissinger initially. Yeah, little Emo's got it. There we go. Talking about the whole thing. Like, Nixon goes to China. When I was a kid, I was always just like, why is that a big deal? People go to other countries all the time, but China was a special case. Who was overthrown in 1979 Iranian Revolution? That would be the Shah of Iran. Was overthrown in the 1979 Iranian Revolution. This was Ayatollah. Yeah, we're stopping this pawn from going down. I think we can get a W here. Say the name. Tommy's king. I know that. Oh. The king. Reza Pavel was still in charge then? Really? I thought he got ousted like way before then for some reason. I thought he was the one who got ousted in like the 30s. Okay. Rose cooking? Yeah, well this guy is just not playing chess basically, so it makes it a little easy. Reza Paul. Good checkmate here. Timeout. Tough pull I made. To the nearest thousands, what's the population of Liechtensteinians? Keep on Liechtenstein. I don't know, maybe it's 40,000? I think it's 40,000. Two people voted 115,000. I might be wrong here. I think it's 40,000 though. I remember seeing like that COVID stat track. Or was the last time I seen their population. I thought it was around there, but I could be mixing it up with like Andorra or something. Or San Marino, or any of one of those other like tiny European nations. Very small country in the Alps. Yeah. The only doubly landlocked European nation. What, 115k on pure randomness? Yeah, 115k seems like a lot. Oh, we got 50,000. That's possible. That's possible. Wonder who the other 115,000 was there. Someone liked your answer there, Justin. And saw that and went, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. You vote, Little Hemos voted for 50,000. Okay, we don't have a tiebreaker here. We gotta get someone else voting on this. But you don't know about the population of a tiny alpine nation in Europe, Justin? How dare you? What year did China officially become the People's Republic of China under Mao Zedong? That was... it was either September or October of 1949. But you didn't ask the month, I guess, so just 1949. It's weird because the Civil War wasn't over, so it's like Who's doing the declaring? Was that Mao? That seems a little biased that he can declare he's the leader. But work in a library? No, I'm an accountant. I count things. Which US, that was Truman, authorized the atom bombs. Truman drops the bombs. Easy L for me this game. Damn, that was bad. Yeah. Some people say FDR, though. They got it wrong. Because they think World War II president, and they think FDR. Yeah, air trading everything down. It's gonna be hard for him to castle. He's like a blown open kingside. Do you like me sugar? What is that? For declaration, I'm not familiar with that actually. What's that? Oh, the band? I don't know. Maybe I've heard their songs. I'm not too familiar with them. Well, I should resign this one here. Time for Sub-Saharan Africa? Oh, my worst geography and history topic. I know a couple. Sub-Saharan Africa is just the worst. Even if you include like North Africa, I'm a lot better. But Sub-Saharan Africa is just like ugh. Or Pacific Czech. Why those two? Why those two? The two I dislike the most. I straight up just don't care about the Pacific Islander ones. And the Africa ones are gonna... They're just not really widely known facts, honestly. I'll do Africa, I guess. I gotta hope with Africa, at least. Those are the two only two important ones right now? What do you mean those are the only two important ones? Okay, we go here, check. So there we can take here. I think we're up with, oh, we're up 2 pieces, okay. You can go here, we can always block with a pawn. Which country was the first Sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence in the colonial rules in the 20th century? First to gain independence, because Liberia was in the 19th century. So it wouldn't be the first in the 20th century. I mean, Egypt had sort of independence. I mean, Ethiopia got its independence pretty early on. There's no way that Niger got its independence early. I mean, South Africa was, I guess, the first. Became a dominion. Ghana first. No, the answer is South Africa, V-Blitz. V-Blitz, you weren't right. It wasn't Ghana. Because they still were under the British Commonwealth and all that, the same as South Africa. So if you're going to say Ghana's the first one, you're going to say South Africa is the first one. Who led Ghana's independence? I don't know. Nkrumah? Nkrumah. Very close, but incorrect. Nkrumah wasn't the one? I thought he was the one. Okay, I could be wrong. What do you mean very close, but incorrect? No, you were the one who was incorrect. Little Hemos, how... You know about Nkrumah, but you... The shortest building in the house, in the world? The shortest building in the world? What do you mean the shortest building in the world? That doesn't make any sense. Which liberation movement led to the struggle against Portuguese colonial rule? Which liberation movement? What? I don't know. It's like a... Why would you add... Why would anyone care about what the liberation movement... I just gave up the game here because of that. Alright, V-Blitz, no more... You're not only are they, like... Well, it's just a stupid... Why would you care about the name of the liberation movement? No. You're asking like the most obscure stuff here. It's the same thing, Pacific Island and Oceania. Do Middle Ages trivia. Sure, Middle Ages is interesting. Sure, 15th century explorers, whatever. I'm gonna be terrible at this, but at least I don't have to care. Alright, see you, Sam. You have a good one, man. What's the name of the agreement that led to the formation of Canada? The name of the agreement that came to the formation of Canada? I didn't even know there was a... That's... yeah, I have no familiarity with that topic. The agreement of ice and lakes might be right for all I know. British North America Act. Oh, I have heard that one. I see you, V-Blitz. You have yourself a good one. Shut up, V-Blitz. Alright, you no longer you're gonna have a good one, you have a bad one. Name of the plague, Black Death. Black Death, little emos. That one I can get. Arctic PNG says no. Hey Arctic, how's it going? Yeah, I'm losing this game horribly. I come on to stream and you're losing. Yes, Arctic, I am. The Holy Land, Little Hemos. Yeah, well, unfortunate. Unfortunate. No hydrate today? You can't... Oh, you don't have enough points for a hydrate, Arctic? Or what do you mean? I noticed there was no one press the hydrate button. I was wondering what's going on there. Does no one have the ability to? Why do people in the Middle Ages rarely bathe in water? I don't know. Maybe because it wasn't needed? Good question. Nut Quack Gang, thank you for the reminder to hydrate. Almergino, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. The fear of cold water will let in disease. I mean, let's be real here. Their cold water probably would let in disease. Middle Ages, like runoff water you'd be bathing in. There's no proper sewage system, so all the water gets together. Probably want to boil that. Probably want to boil that before you do anything with it. Oh! Summer Star, thank you for the raid. Hopefully your stream is going good. Thank you, thank you. Welcome everyone here for joining. Hope you're all having a good time over in Summer's stream. Hello, hello. We're just playing some Blitz here. We're taking challenges, having a good time. Anyone who wants to challenge is welcome there, but if not, you're welcome to watch along there. How's your stream there, Summer? Hey, night comes out. Go up here for the Fiend Shadow. Constantly King. Knights in the center is gonna be a little annoying to try to get rid of. Maybe I should go here first. It was fun. Ah, good to hear. Do rapids on Monday, Tuesday. Oh, that's smart there. Do you do other forms of chess on other days, or are those your 2 chess days that you do usually? Really want to start playing Blitz and Bullet though. Oh, I don't know. It gets addicting. You keep playing so fast, and you can lose a whole bunch of rating all at once. I'm not sure if it's the best there. I think Rapid is. You probably learn more and all that for chess. But it is fun. It's a lot of fun. So maybe you should try it too. I don't know. How long you been streaming on here, Summer? I noticed you're on here a few times on the main chess page. Pawn goes up. What do I do now, my queen? Get this rook going, maybe? It's looking scary on my king side. Go rook up. Try to, he's thinking the same thing as me. Well, I can take. Go here, threaten this and this, and he can't go here because my bishop. His queen's getting involved. And then it's the pawn defended. That's not what I wanted to see. Not what I wanted to see at all. Unfortunately. Hey! Peter the Great, hi from Calgary. Hello from just north of you there. In Edmonton. You play, Aitor, do you play any, chess in real life? Ever go to, like, the Calgary Chess Club or the Edmonton Chess Club? Or just watch on stream there? This guy's thinking a long time on this move. He can't push this pawn because I'd take his queen. Bishop out. Ooh, if I move my bishop, he can take this pawn because then the rook is no longer. Oh, see. If I take here, you can go there, and that causes all sorts of trouble for me. If I go here, you can go mate here. But if I go here, he can't go here, and he can't go here. Ooh, this may be scare him away. Yes, Calgary Chess Club. Okay, that's cool. I haven't been to the Calgary Chess Club before, but I've been to the Edmonton Chess Club a couple times now. It's cool, though. Might end up seeing it at some point if I keep playing these tournaments there in the Alberta ones. Hoping he takes e7. He's probably not going to fall for that. Oh? I can't go here. He takes, I take, he can't queen. Here. He takes... Wait, is it just mate? Ah, no way, I messed that up so badly. Aw, it's too bad. I was totally winning that game, too. F, I know. I know a lot of that was a big F. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one there. I'm just like, free rook, it's a free rook, and it's like, no, that's, it's not how things work usually. But it's Blitz, you know, sometimes they actually just do give up that free rook. It's like, how do you know not to take it? I mean, obviously he's thinking about it and playing correctly, but that's hard to do, okay? I get the knight out here. Maybe I want to castle it. Maybe I want to use my rook to pressure the king side. It's all open. I'm pressuring this pawn here. Queen involved. Makes sense. But then we can get like our queen up here, hit the rook and this pawn. We don't want to castle. Yo, we were at the chess club not too long ago. Oh, sweet. You're at the Edmonton Chess Club there, Thurman Bitsky. That's cool. We played against each other? Is it getting trapped here? Did I let my queen get trapped? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's gonna be hard. Yeah, I logged in and saw you, immediately recognized you. Oh, that's so cool, man. That's awesome. I can't see your face right now, so I can't recognize you from your username, but I bet you I would if I could see you. We got rook over here. Push these up. That's so cool. Was it in that the Blitz tournament that we played in there, or was it on a? Because I went to the Blitz tournament and I went to a Monday night, I think, were the two that I went to. I went to 2 Monday nights. We can go here, put pressure on this pawn, and get the rook in there. Unfortunately, this knight's stopping this rook from coming up, controlling that c7 square. We can take this pawn. Yeah, the Blitz turning with the GM. Yeah, the GM, that was like going off at that. That was a wild time. I had that big argument with the other guy. That was funny to see, though. And his queen around. If I can make something out of this, I'll be very impressed. Unlike Canada. You still going on the rant about how Brazil is the best? Okay, Skull Theory. I literally didn't even say anything negative about Brazil. I just said that America's probably a bigger superpower. Hey, good on ya. It's good to be supportive of your country, man. Okay, let's see. Can we do this? We blundered a queen, but we're actually even on material now. If we can come back, this will be awesome. Where's that knight gonna go? This big thing has to go back. Okay, we can go here. Thing is, if this knight gets really stuck over on this far side, and a knight can never capture a pass pawn on its own without it giving up a check. If he gets a check on me, that could be a thing. But we can just get this pawn pushed, and then my king can abandon these, because if this king ever takes, this one can run home to the bank. So he's going to try to figure out how to get a check on me, probably to try to win this pawn. He wants this knight like here. So we'll push this up, because this way if he takes, I can run this, and he can't stop me. So his knight's going to have to turn around and deal with that, and then we can start moving the king out. Yes. There we go. We can go here, you can go here, check, we go here, and he takes, so it won't work. If I go here, he takes, I go here, yeah, he can't stop that. So we'll go up. Yeah, slow and steady, we got this. Yeah, we go here, that's fine, because he was here, check, I go here, he takes, and we still run this off to the bank. Well, maybe not here, I might need to go... Okay, but now we got our king involved, and then these pawns will push up if... Yeah. Can't stop all of them. Came back from a queen down that game. That's awesome. GG. Thank you, Adela. Hey. Alright, that game was pretty good. Let's try and continue this here. Almost read a whole paragraph during that game. Congrats. Thank you. I know I didn't fully read it there, but I understand all of what you're saying there. There's no ill will against Brazil. I mean, like, you said, unlike Canada, we're not ruled by foreign nations. Which is like, what do you mean we're ruled by foreign nations? I don't really understand that one. We have no foreign military in our nation. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing that Germany and Italy, they have their allies that are helping them out. Have nuclear superpower in our territory. That's true, you don't have nuclear superpower in your territory, but you also don't have nukes. Unlike Australia, we're our own nation. Like, that you're just throwing shade at Australia, and I don't really understand how Australia isn't their own nation. Nobody can match Brazil at football. True! Brazil's a very good football team, I'll give you that one. You bend the knee to the law to a foreign king? It's a domestic king. And we already discussed this on stream. It's King Charles is the King of Canada. And it's also a completely ceremonial rule. Am I queen trapped again? Am I doing this again? This one might even be worse. I'm not paying attention to where my queen's getting trapped. I guess I can go here and run it lower. That is subjugated by them. Skull Theory, like, are you being serious here? Because you do seem to be being quite silly. Being like, Australia's not a country, Canada's not a country, Germany and Italy are occupied by foreign powers. It's like, none of that's actually true. You're just kind of being like, finding a technicality and being like, see? This is why they're terrible. Okay, we gave up the knight there. Let's see if we can come back. He's not actually subjugated by it. There's nothing the British Parliament can do to change Canada's laws. I know you're just stupid. Time out. You know, people are just like, they're trying to have arguments, they're just like, start making stuff up because they don't have anything to back up their arguments. Hey, what's he gonna do with the pawns here? I can maybe pick up a few pawns and try to promote. Oh, interesting. He's letting me keep my pawn? Ooh, maybe we can get this. Goes for these pawns over here. Can I do anything about those to save them? Not sure. Difficult. Okay, he's letting us get this pawn, but for the cost of the other pawn, it's worth it. King's gonna have to get back in here. Ah, there we go. Rook's getting in behind the pawns. Just check, we can go here. Bishop takes. Check. Back, he can take there. That's not looking good. Okay, maybe we can get a stalemate here. Oh, he's just as a mate, doesn't he? Trying to figure out maybe I can get like a stalemate or something cheap there, but it wasn't working. Unfortunately. I don't know, it was still a fun game, but yeah. Not my best. Yeah, let's see. What happened with Skull Theory was right. He started going off about how he thinks all the German and Italian elections are rigged and stuff like that because he was trying to make the argument Brazil is the best country ever, which I don't have a problem with him making that argument. But he just started going into the realm of just making stuff up to try to back up his point, and I was just getting quite annoyed by it, so I timed him out for 10 minutes. I didn't ban him or anything. I was just like, he needs to chill. I don't want to hear like fantasy arguments for something. It just kind of is annoying. Is that a free piece? I think he forgot my knight was there. Yeah, it is a piece for 2 pawns. He just resigns like that. Okay, I'll take that. And he said Australia wasn't a country and stuff like that, but he's being serious. He's not doing like the V-Blitz trolling. Which V-Blitz sometimes winds me up with his trolling, but I understand it's completely trolling, so it's fine. I just failed to drink a can of pop right there. Is my queen trapped again for a 3rd game? Okay, no, it isn't this time. I was about to be like, how am I doing this every single game? There's one square I can go to. Do you plan on doing any over-the-board tourneys? I might. What was that? There's the one, I believe. Edmonton. No. Brita Chess. So. I think. Make a move in the game while that's searching up. Calendar. Isn't where it is. Where's it where you find those tournament links? It was like the Alberta Chess Association. Ah, here we go. 2025 schedule. Do you ride a bicycle every day? No, I don't ride a bicycle every day. Why do you ask? Yeah, this one here, the over-under 1800 that's coming up August 9th to 10th. I was considering doing this one, could be fun. I'm not good enough to try the Calgary International, unfortunately, but yeah, over-under 1800, I could try that. I could try that. Could be fun. Oh, I'm playing a chess game, right? Go back here. Helps me focus. I might try that there. And I do notice that when I go to the gym, it helps me, absolutely helps me like sleep and stuff like that. And kind of focus on chess games. When he goes here, I gotta take here now with the queen, don't I? That was a terrible move on my part. That's too bad. How about you, Thurman Britsky? I'll just call you Thurman. Sorry, it's a long name. You thinking of playing in any other over-the-board tourneys? I like that Blitz one, because that was like, you got a lot of games and you got to play fast. It was kind of fun. How'd you do in the tournament, by the way? I guess it's kind of slow mover. That might be my way to win this, if I'm lucky. Oh, a lot of pressure on that king side. Not do so well. Okay, yeah. Oh, I need to save that knight, but I don't even know how, because I go here, he just takes. If I let him take, it's mate in 2. I can't go here. Fair enough. Were we talking towards the end of the tournament there, Thurman? Just trying to remember who you were. 7, no. There's just no way out of this, unfortunately. I believe so. Okay, yeah. I remember you then. 50 match knock. Yeah. Well, we're waiting for our next rounds there. Knight comes out, bring the bishop back, stop him going e5. Want to stop. In fact, bicycles, skydiving, hanging head out of the window, painting, all helps focus memory. I thought you were saying doing all those at once, a cyborg. I was just like, bicycling while skydiving and painting at the same time really helps focus. I'm just like, that sounds like it'll give you ADHD. But I could believe any of those individually, yeah. Skydiving is kind of crazy. I think that would cause a panic attack, but more than anything. But... Yeah. Yeah, no, Thurman. That was a fun tournament there. I hope they had them like earlier in the day. It was kind of weird. It was like Saturday evening. It was an odd time for a tournament. Monty Python skit vibes, yeah. It's like the therapist is like, like skydiving and painting and bicycling all helps with calmness. And then the guy's like, all right, I can do all at once. A lot of trade, gets the bishop out. Let's double up our rooks here. He doesn't like us doing that. Can't blame him. Trying to crack 1900. Ooh. That's the tough one there. I honestly, before I think about over the board. Fair enough. I mean, my Blitz rating like 2 weeks ago went below 1900. I started this stream, I was over 2100. My rating just goes up and down, and I just can't control it. It'll swing like 300 points. Oh, lets me fork. Nice. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It wants this pawn. Let's not let him have it. Same, win some, lose some, yeah. It's crazy how, like, Blitz, you're, like, not focused. You can go on, like, a 15-game lose streak. But then you start focusing up again, and all of a sudden you're just on a massive win streak, and you're just like, okay. I don't really understand it, but I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain about that. Oh. I want to try and trade as much as I can here. We are winning. Trading is in our favor. All-time high? Hell yeah, 1884. That's pretty good. Is Blitz your strongest one? Or are you like a rapid or a bullet player too? Get my rook over, put pressure on this pawn, while simultaneously putting pressure on the B pawn. And there's no way he can save both. I don't think there's any way he can save this pawn. Now he's in real trouble. I don't have the patience for longer time controls. Same. I'm the same way. People are like, oh, I should play rapid. You'll learn way more and all that. And I'm just like, I can't. It's like, it takes a lot of time. Oh, you feel like you'd be stronger, though. That's interesting. I think I'm like a little bit weaker with the longer time controls. But it's just you not wanting to do it, eh? That's fair, though. I mean, if you're not enjoying it, you shouldn't be doing it. It's like it's meant to be fun, right? So it makes sense. Playing Balls on Fire. Starts with an E3 opening. That's interesting. You get our knights out. Does it want to take for the gambit? This is an opening I've never seen before. That's okay. It makes things interesting. Let's give him an isolated D-pawn. Nice. Pin his knight. Depends on the bishop. We'll get the D-pawn later. We'll just let it hang there for now. The bishop back, and maybe he'll force us to attack his D4 pawn again. There we go. So you're not thinking of going in any of those other tournaments there, Thurman? Not that over under 1800? I think that'd be a good one because, I mean, my rating's under 1800 still, so I don't know. I feel like I maybe have a shot at that one. You might? Yeah. Oh, FIDE? I think it's over under CFC. CFC. But like my CFC is like 1400 for classical time control. And I don't even have a FIDE rating, so I think a lot of people qualify for the under 1800 because I think it's based off classical ratings because it's a long form tournament. So he takes here, which you might do to try to get out. I would have a discovered check, but he sees it right away. He's not gonna let me do that. Unfortunately. I'll try to hit his bishop. We can just take this. He takes, we go here. His bishop can't defend on c6 or a6. So we'll get the knight back. He can defend, but it's still up a pawn for us, which is good. Need one or two of these little pawns. Just pick them off. We can run these two down the board. I might have messed that up here. He takes. Oh, I messed that up badly. No. Ah. Hello, buddy. Nick's the bunny. How's it going, man? I do remember you. How have you been? I just blundered a piece that I really shouldn't have. But how's your day doing? I need to get my knight out without being captured because no, he's taking away all the squares from me. Maybe here, here, here. Oh, he's gonna push his pawn up so much by that point. Being out here, maybe. Can we go on a trip to Aldura? Where is Aldura? It's Aldura. I'm confused. Maybe try to press on the clock? It's an online game. Right, sure. What do you mean press on the clock? If I need to press on a clock here, there's a lot of issues going on. More than I'm aware of. I No, lose the pawn. Other in Saudi Arabia. Oh, interesting. Place called Chop Chop Square where criminals are. Wow. Okay, that is. I mean, I believe it, but that is aggressive. Do you know the Knight, Bishop, King versus King? I've done it before, but that is not an easy one. And he just got my rook. Oh, that's too bad. If I kept my rook here, I think I could have beat him on time, but without it, I really doubt it. Nice, stalemated me. Let's go. Hey, Nix, you're being weird. We got a draw to that one. That's awesome. We got 1-0 rating points. He lost 1. I don't know how that works, but maybe it's one of his ranking games, I guess. That's funny. W's. Yeah, we'll take that tie. Woo! Let's go. No one knows. No, people don't. Especially with 2 queens, it's like easier with 2 rooks almost because there's less, like, there's no diagonals taking away squares, right? He also had 0.3 seconds left. He was in a bit of a rush, to be fair. He is, he's playing a good game. Alright, I do have to work tomorrow. So I will, I'll call it here. But thanks everyone for joining me. This is an awesome stream here. Lost a little bit of rating points, but that's all good. We can game them back tomorrow when I'll be around. And, yeah, if you enjoyed, feel free to give a follow. Be much appreciated. Stream ending. Stream is ending, Nix. Jacob Swick. Ah, sorry, you just got here. Yeah, Nix too, right when I joined. GG's. Thank you, Thurman. Yeah, no, sorry guys, I do have to go to work tomorrow, so. Thank you for the follow, Thurman, I appreciate that. Have a good night there, Ian. 3 times last minute. I will try to stream. I start streaming around 7 Mountain Time, and I'll try to stream between 10 and 11. I just gotta be up early tomorrow, because it's my first day back after I took some time off on the weekend. I'll try to be on a little bit later tomorrow night, guys. But thank you. So thank you for following there, Nix. Much appreciated. Yeah, thank you, Ian, for sticking around. See you around there, Jacob. Hopefully I'll be around for the next time there. Alright, I will. If you show up, Jacob, next time, I guarantee I'll have enough time to play you a game, and we'll play a few games after the next one. That is some rough timing, though. 3 times in a row.